Okay, welcome back to another episode of Unbound Being. My name is Roald. I'm the creator of Buena Vista Island Estate. And I help people try to get a new idea, new perspective, and a new fresh idea of what they can do to change their life in a positive way. And in doing so, contribute to a better world in general. Now, of course, a lot of people have done that, and a lot of people have spoken about these things. But most of these organizations, or at least the masters that spoke about it, turned into organizations which did not propagate in any way the words that the masters spoke of, or the teachers spoke of, or the enlightened beings spoke of. At least those who had certain messages to give spoke of. And instead they turned it into dogma. And what I try to do is undo some of those things and try to get an idea for what the alternative is. In some of my other videos, I have several videos about no such thing. There's no such thing. In which I explain basically name giving is not real. Conceptual thoughts, conceptual ideas are not real. Whether you call me Roald, it's just a name. It doesn't mean anything about me. It doesn't say anything about me. It's just a pointer towards a categorization like science does with everything. Try to put things into a certain group, and that's communication, and it has its purpose. The moment, however, it becomes a rigid thing, it turns into something that doesn't serve us anymore. And of course, that's a big thing to say in that sense, that when you remove religion from people, or even the categorization of science from people, which is a mental process, a mind process, a thought process, and they automatically start, getting panicky, because what is left? And in my other video, I explained that there is actually quite some things that are there. In fact, the highest truth of everything that we ever lived and ever spoke about, and all the masters ever said, was that we have something called direct experience. Now, this is just words again, right? The word is direct experience. The word is being, sensation, presence, spirit, whatever you want to call it. But the fact is this: there's an actual thing that takes place, or an actual perception of something within when you go into stillness. So stillness and silence, meditation, the true meditative states in which you go inside and you're quiet and you're still and you stop the thoughts and the identification with the outside world. Basically, it's reductionism. What you do is you stop looking outside and identifying with the outside world, saying that people leave their eyes. You could almost say people leave their eyes. What you try to do is stay within, right? And that you do by the attention that you usually put on the things outside. Close your eyes, be in a quiet place like I am now, and have that same attention on within. Now, the first thing that happens to people is they start thinking. They start hearing their own voice, which is not really their own voice, because in many ways it's the mind, it's the monkey mind that has taken over. It's a tool, and that tool has become the dominant tool. You could say it's you, but it's not really. But if you want to say it's you, fine. Your thoughts are you. But the problem is there's way more than that thought system. And that's what the masters always spoke about, whether it's in Buddhism or in Taoism, all the ancient knowledgeable people, or masters, or spirits, or teachers, or whatever you want to call them. They all spoke about this state within. So if you go to the Bible or the Quran or any of these scriptures, I can point you right away what they're talking about. And they're talking about I and the Father am one. Now, what am I? I am the state within. So as an alternative to being a religion, and having thought ideas about scriptures and how to live that and what to do and what not to do, and having it all going in your head in words and in thoughts, how about something different? What the Master said. The cause of all suffering is actually those thoughts. And the solution to all suffering is actually the going within. And that is direct knowledge. The ability to meditate, to be, to just attend with your presence onto your state of being within. By removing the attention from the outside and redirect it into your body, in which you start saying, okay, you don't say anything, but you just go still and quiet for a few minutes, and you breathe, and you focus on everything that is now. Because everything that is now is your breath and the silence in the room. And then one very good thing you can have is the sensation in your lips, in your face, the sensation in your hands, so you can just be within. And this is what is called direct experience, meditation, Gnostic knowledge. And that is an alternative to being or thinking that you are the thoughts. the words, the Bible, the scriptures, the Sunday going and visiting all these things and listening to the whoever is speaking, some of these religious people that basically generally never direct you in towards direct knowledge of God within, direct knowledge of the internal spirit within, the life that you are within. And that is a direct experience. That is not something that is a thought. That's not something somebody can explain to you like I'm doing now. That is something you actually have to do. Being within, going within, being the silence of what you are is an activity. And in one way, it's a wrong word because it's a non-activity, but you'll sense that space, emptiness, silence is actually the originator of everything within you. So by being now, by being still, by going into nothing, the space in which we live, which seems to be empty, is actually fuller. It's so dense with life that it is invisible. It's only when it leaks that we get this physicality, which is basically a tiny little, you could almost call it, the original space within us is the all. And when something seeps out of the nothing, when something escapes, almost you could say, like leaks into the space or out of the space, you get what we call now physicality. So these doors in my body and everything that's around here, the physical objects are actually a reduction or a escape of the whole, but the whole is the space. So become the space, be the space. The Father and I am one. Why am the Father and I one? Because when I unite with this space, with this stillness, with this silence within, I realize that I am the one, the whole, and all is well. This is what the Master spoke about.